What's going on, everybody? My name is Adam and welcome back to Street Brawlers Muscle. Today we are working on my 1972 Ford Mustang, which is equipped with the Holley Sniper. If you guys haven't seen the videos of the Sniper and of the fuel system that we just installed under this wheel well, nice inline AM pump, you can go check out those videos on the channel. Today we are going to be installing Holley's HyperSpark coil and HyperSpark box to go along with my Sniper and my already installed dual sync distributor. So as you guys can probably see, the Mustang is back in my garage and not in the shop where we're usually working. That's because with everything going on right now with COVID-19, I wanted to have the car at home so I could work on it on my spare time.
So we got the harness that goes in to the coil, a little boot that they included, and some mounting hardware. This is actually just a duplicate, which is nice that they include because it will come with the box. Wow, would you take a look at that? Now for the box, here she is. One thing you guys should know about the box is that you can run an MSD. The reason you run this is an MSD is overkill for the Sniper setup. For example, we don't need a rev limiter anymore, we don't need timing control, because we already have that through the Sniper and through the distributor. So this box just saves you some money, and I think looks pretty sick. Here's the harness right here. So that right there is the part I was saying that's a duplicate from the coil. As you can see, it's just part of this nice harness that comes with the box. Alright, so this here is the bay, guys, and as you can see, I got my Sniper and my dual sync there. We got a bunch of wires and crap over there from the Sniper that I need to organize and make it nice, so I'll be doing that. But for now, where we're going to put the coil in the HyperSpark box, I'm thinking right here on the fender. Right there is the windshield washer fluid, which I don't really use anyway, and a couple horns that I can just remount. Alright, so just took that stuff off now. It looks a lot cleaner, and it's going to provide a nice place for us to mount the coil and the box moving from this cylinder coil here. So here's the Petronics coil I've been running for the last 4 or 5 years. It's internally resisted, but the tach has been converted to a full 12 volts, so we don't need a resisted coil anymore. And if you look in there, pretty rusty. That must not have been giving me good spark, so glad to get rid of this thing.
So since we're installing the HyperSpark box and the coil, and I have a dual sync in it already, we can finally get rid of this Sniper coil driver. So this thing is used for stock type cylinder coils, but now we don't have that, so I can get this thing out of here and clean up the wiring and make it nice and clean. So just pulled that coil out. It used to be right here. Looks a lot cleaner with it gone, and I like that nice HyperSpark unit over here. So this is probably easier with cardboard, but didn't have any immediately available to me in the garage, and I didn't want to go inside, so just use this bit of paper. Marked out the 4 holes by tracing it on the box here. Alright, so they're both mounted now. Well, the coil's kind of half mounted. Still waiting for some nut certs for the right there, or pop nuts, whatever you want to call them, because I want everything to be easily removable. Didn't need them on the box because I bought those vibration dampeners, as you can see there. Those have a nut on the other side, but still allow the box to be easily removed at any point from in the engine bay. So that's all good to go. Now we're going to start the wiring, which looks pretty simple, so hopefully it goes by quickly. Alright, so she's all mounted now. If you can see here on the back, there's where the mounts go through. I didn't want this thing to rust out, so once I drilled, I painted all the holes to make sure there's no bare metal. And now we're just putting the nuts on. It comes with little lock washers, so make sure you use those so this box never vibrates free. Okay, now for the wiring. This is the main harness here, and it comes up into 2 positive, negative cables. Right now they're 14 gauge. Holley recommends that if you're going to extend them, which I'm going to need to do, because I'm going to run under the rad here, like right under the little rad cover, to extend them with 10 gauge. So I'm just going to get some 10 gauge to do that. And then for the rest of it, the wiring's pretty simple. We have this plug right here that just plugs into the coil. Gonna have to shorten it because it's way too long, if you can see all that loom. And then lastly, we got this other cable right here, which clips into that clip with the red and white wire. The red is your 12 volt switched ignition source, what you were connecting your pink wires to before with the Sniper, and the white is your points output. So the white, it comes right off of the Holley Sniper harness. Next step here is going to be shortening this massive coil wire. And if you guys are wondering, These may seem close. Some people are concerned about that, but I talked to Holley Tech and they said they've never really had problems with the coil and the box being close together, but they have had RFI problems with the Sniper being really close to these box and coil. So got it as far away as I could while still in the bay. So hopefully that's enough to prevent RFI, and I'm going to shorten up these coil wires now. It's a lot of excess. All shrink wrapped and crimped back together. Just going to throw the loom back on and she should look mint. Well, that right there is the pretty much finished product. You can see all the wiring now is nicely loomed up. You got the coil attached. Everything's almost ready to go. Just need the last 2 nut certs that I'll get later. And this wire is just sloppily across here to the battery right now for testing because I'm still waiting on that 10 gauge to extend it. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is a little orange light right now coming from the box. And orange means just the engine's off, but everything's connected properly. If you see red, that means your coil or something else isn't working. So make sure you check that. Let's get her a nice prime. Oh. Alright, ready? Overall, super satisfied with how this went. The box and the coil are super nice units, and that misfire I was dealing with earlier is completely gone. Still a couple things to do before this thing's road ready. Gotta go send it off for an alignment this week, and then I'm doing a couple things under the dash, just buttoning up loose wires and stuff and lights that don't work, you know, making everything nice. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. Let me know if you guys are gonna get that HyperSpark set up for yourself because it's pretty nice. But that wraps it up for today, so I'll leave you guys off with the sick exhaust note.